Welcome back to the Everything Goes podcast with your host, TAK. A weekly podcast with the latest sports news, the hottest of the hot takes, and the best predictions you can get. Now, Chris, Ace, take it away.
What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Everything Goes podcast. We're your host, TAK, as usual. Once a week kind of vibe we got going here. 2 weeks in a row, though, so we're holding strong. Hey, I got to watch Derek Carr try and be Superman this week, fly over 2 defenders, and possibly be out for the season. Might get some Spencer Rattler time out of that. Dallas has an insane ending to the game, which, I mean, we could talk about the rules to that, but I know your wishes are coming true as far as getting that draft stock slowly be getting better and better. Yankees missed out on Soto by $5 million, but we landed on Friday, so we'll talk about that. We'll talk about college football picks as far as we go into the playoffs. We'll do our 14 reaction, our 15 picks, Super Bowl contenders. We got a boatload to talk about here today.
Apparently it was $5 million. It was $5 million and a security guard. He didn't like our security guard.
Hey, can we?
That's a big deal, though. If it's true, but
yeah.
Nobody's worth that much on an MLB franchise. I don't care who you are. Well, Shohei, if you can do both, sure, pay him whatever the hell you want. He's a unicorn. So I don't. How do you
know what's crazy? You know what's crazy about Shohei? Shohei's going to make $2 million until the year 2034, and then after 2034, he's going to make $68 million a year until 2044. That's insane money, dude. Insane money.
I woke up Monday morning. I just looked at my wife. I said, $765 million.
I'm glad he's not a Yankee.
Yeah. What were your guys' immediate reactions?
Or honestly, let's just talk about this for a little bit real quick, because it is such a big topic. First of all, almost $800 million for an athlete is mind blowing. I don't care.
We're gonna see a $1 billion contract in a couple of years.
I think athletes deserve money. I think that they work hard, right? I think this is reaching a level that is absolutely insane to see. I don't even care if it's 15 years. I mean, like you said, we're almost there at $1 billion. Like, when does it end? Like, is there gonna be a cap? I mean, like, that's an absurd amount of money for somebody to get just to play the game of baseball.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you know who it affects? It affects the fans.
And we're usually the ones that are on here, like, the athletes deserve the money. It's hard. It's hard to get there. They deserve it. They put all the hard work in. But, like, you think of the people in this country that are scrounging, like, they're working 9 to 5s, 10-hour, 11-hour days just trying to make it by. And this guy plays baseball. Granted, it's a hard sport, and I'm not saying it's an easy sport. He's a great player for how young he is. But, man, almost $800 million.
There goes ticket prices.
That's
mind-blowing. There goes ticket prices. There go the beer prices. There goes the hot dog prices. You'll be paying $20 for a hot dog.
I mean, you already are in New York.
Crazy.
But you already are in New York, so they don't really have to increase much there. I think the more fascinating part to it all is that what Ty said, somebody's allowed to make that much and they're batting. I don't know how often he's going to play the field, but as a DH, more than likely getting maybe four at bats a game. It's like, it's just weird how baseball and NBA their contracts have just skyrocketed.
It's insane, man.
But I don't even know. Is whoever his agent is, they played it right. There's no deferred money, so he's getting all of his money, and he has an opt out after the 5th year. So he's going to be the guy that opts out after year 5 and going to re-sign for $1 billion. You watch. He's going to be the first $1 billion athlete in all sports.
Yeah, I think Ace, my first reaction was as much as I appreciated. Do you guys remember the movie Longest Yard?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Remember Brucey? Brucey comes in, his fingers are all sticky from the popcorn and stuff. Put Brucey in the game, dude. He made a video where he is just going off on Juan Soto. He's got this baseball bat in his hand. Dude, it is like, you gotta watch it. It's hilarious. But, like, I'm very thankful to have Juan Soto for that year and to go to the World Series with him. But, like, when you see the final prices, and I give the Yankees credit. I mean, they bid pretty high on him, and they tried, and I appreciate that.
What?
Hold on,
but Juan Soto's not the thing that gets us. He's not the one thing that wins the World Series for us.
My immediate mind, my immediate thought to the whole process is, like, I'm kind of happy we didn't get that. I mean, if you were willing to put $760 million into a player, take that money and you can easily split that for at least 5 really talented players and go. I mean, we saw it. Max Fry just signed an 8-year deal. He's had 8. Was it an 8-year deal?
8 years, 218 million.
I don't remember, but he has had a stellar 8 years with Atlanta. I mean, you're adding our pitching depth. I mean, that's 200 mils, nothing compared to what you wanted to offer. There's still plenty of money to go around in New York. You know, go get a first baseman. I'd go get Pete Alonso.
At least 500 mil. Yeah, but they're already talking to that Christian Walker. You know, they're already in talks with him.
I would trade for. Listen, I wrote a couple of names down. I would trade for Kyle Tucker. That's a great young outfielder. I would trade for Nolan Arenado. I know he's getting a little older. We want to get younger, but that's another great defender and a great bat. And we don't have a solid third baseman right now.
Kyle Tucker, Astros.
Chisholm can still play there.
Kyle Tucker is the Astros. You have Nolan Arenado out there. Honestly, I'm a huge go drop a couple $100 million on Bregman just to get him over here. I mean, I'm a big Bregman fan. That was like, go ahead. Why don't you like him?
I'd rather keep Jazz at third base and go get a second baseman.
Put Jazz at second base and go get Bregman.
Bregman's played second too. You could probably alternate him.
I don't want Bregman. I don't want anything to do with the Astros.
I mean, I love Bregman, but Nolan Arenado is still a great defender. I don't care how old he's getting; he's still a great defender, still a great at bat. Had a little bit of an off year last year, but I mean, there's plenty of money. I hope this Max Fry deal isn't the only deal the Yankees are going to be willing to spend this offseason. A lot of talent out there. Go and grab it. Go and show the world that you don't need Juan Soto. You still got Judge. Yo, Brucey was like, "You don't want to be judges, man. You don't want to go out there and be judges, buddy."
Look, I would honestly re-sign Verdugo. I'd re-sign Verdugo, make Jason Dominguez the everyday outfielder, have Verdugo as the backup, and maybe pick up some other help like reliever. We need a closer for one.
Yeah. Well, you need a good first baseman and a good third baseman. DJ LeMahieu is getting old, and you clearly don't know if Rizzo currently isn't coming back. I mean, you made that clear, unless he takes like a veteran minimum. But you listen, I'm down to drop some money on Pete Alonso. I am. I think he would kill it at Yankee Stadium.
Christian Walker's 33 years old. He had 26 home runs last year, 84 RBIs, and he played over 130 games. That's a good fit for me. Would Rizzo play 30 games last year? You know?
Yeah, Rizzo's getting old, man. Listen, there's and he's a switch hitter. He's a switch hitter. Bring him to the Yankees. I like the Verdugo coming back if that can happen. Dominguez out there in the outfield. He's got a ton of talent. But listen, Juan Soto is a great player. I wish him nothing but the best, but I'm kind of happy we didn't get him. I'll be honest, because you can spread that wealth to a lot of good players.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's
That's
crazy?
my final take on it.
2 years ago, he was offered a 15-year deal for 440 million with Washington after they won the World Series. He turned that down, and look at the deal he got now. 15 years, 765. It's going to be over 800 million by the time it's done. $75 million signing bonus. He's going to make $51 million a year for 5 years at least, and then he can opt out.
Mm-hmm.
Yankees should have offered him 5. They should have offered him 5 for 60.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
What was it, like a $75 million signing bonus?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that.
Again, we never know how that works in our minds. I think you sign a piece of paper and you get $75 million in your bank account. I don't know if that's real or not, but could you just imagine that waking up and looking at my PNC bank account and all those zeros are just in there?
You know what?
Like,
screw the Mets. 2 years ago, the Mets were the highest paid team.
Mets are still going to suck, baby.
And they didn't do anything. Yeah, they didn't do anything. So screw the Mets. I hope he doesn't do anything here.
Mets are still going to suck. Let's pivot here for a second. Big thing happens last night. I'm sleeping during it. I wake up and I just hear, wow, that really just happened to the Dallas Cowboys.
Of course it
blocked a punt, but a second Dallas player touches it, I guess. And then at that point, the Bengals can take the ball and go with it. Insane rule. Crazy
Leon
rule.
led all over again.
What are your immediate thoughts on that rule and that game? Like, were you hoping for a Dallas win, or obviously
no?
I don't know.
No, but you know what? That rule is as dumb as fumbling into the end zone. If you fumble into the end zone, it's a touchback.
It's that a touchback or a safety, whatever it is.
That rule has to be changed. This kick rule, block punt rule has to be changed. Football needs to get better.
Yeah, I thought it was a live ball. Literally, once it's blocked, to me, that's odd that it's not a live ball because, like what I think your brother said, Ty, or if the Bengals would have recovered it, it's
Dead ball.
turnover
Dead
on
ball,
downs or
first
whatever.
down on Dallas.
Yeah, makes that also doesn't make much sense after it's a tip. I don't know.
But if Dallas picks it up, they can run in for a touchdown. It should, it should just be dead wherever it's blocked and it goes. It's dead. Whoever touches it, it's dead.
Was that the reason they lost?
Yeah, they did. They got a first down and
when
the
that's
game.
The reason we lost.
Good,
because
it's that honestly, I could see
the game.
I could see that play sparking some interest in looking into that rule. I think if a Dallas player touches it, it's I don't know, because like I guess like I mean it's just like a real punt though if you think about it. If I punt the ball and my defender pushes one of the guys into the ball, it's now a live ball and I can touch it and get the ball back. So I guess that makes sense. It sucks.
I'm just glad it happened. We went from the 14th pick in the draft to the 11th pick. We're going in the right direction again. We should have lost the last three. Would be in the top 5. I'm all for tank. I'm all for tanking. You know what? Before the game even started, Cincinnati, if they won, had a 3% chance of going to the playoffs. Cowboys had a 2% chance of going to the playoffs. I don't want to fall in the draft order. I want to go the other direction. I don't want a rah-rah moment. Oh, we went 10-7 and we missed the playoffs. I don't care. Now we got the 20th pick in the draft. Who won? No,
yeah, I think obviously with Dak being out, you want that draft pick. I think the players obviously still want to win because some of those players do care about winning. But as a fan, I think once Dak would have went out, I would have been like, okay.
I hope we get a top 5 pick, and I hope Dak's hamstring's so bad he retires, and we get a different quarterback.
Golly.
Speaking
of quarterbacks, do you guys have a pen handy at all, or no?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm always
okay.
prepared.
I'm gonna give you 4 to 5 blind quarterback stats, and you're gonna write them down, and then you're gonna order them, and I'm gonna tell you who those quarterbacks are. So when I read you a stat, though, put like number 1 for the first one, you'll put number 2 for the second one, and then you'll order them your top 4. Okay. Mm-hmm. Let me know when you guys are ready.
Ready.
Okay, so this first quarterback has 2,862 passing yards on the season. Okay.
What's his name?
He's got 15 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, and a 71.6 QBR. So that's number 1. All right. Pretty decent year, right? Pretty decent year. Nothing crazy. That QBR is pretty high though. That stands out to me. That QBR stands out to me.
This has to be a Saints player, the first one.
So number 2 here, 3,706 passing yards. Big year. 33 touchdowns.
Total?
Six interceptions and a 74.1 QBR. That's number 2. Right, number 2 down next.
That's not Josh Allen because he rushes for more touchdowns than throws.
Do you know he's got more rushing touchdowns than some of the running back Hall of Famers?
Yeah.
Isn't that a mind-blowing stat?
Josh Allen.
That's a mind-blowing stat. All right, number 3 quarterback here. We have 3,299 passing yards, 28 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, and a 59 QBR. That's number 3.
Arnold.
And I'm going to give you one more quarterback right here. This last quarterback, who's going to be number 4, you have 1,784 passing yards.
Cooper Rush.
You have 12 touchdowns and 3 interceptions.
Ooh, I think.
And you have a QBR of 57.1. Now, I just want you guys to order that, and then I want to know what your order is.
What do you mean order it? Like order it?
Like as far as like if you were starting a franchise today, I want you to put in order who you would pick first and who you pick last, based off of those stats.
Definitely
2 and 3,
the
right?
second quarterback.
Yeah, 2 and 3. I'd want to.
I guarantee you number 2. I'm going to guess who number 2 is. That has got to be. God.
Why don't you just order it first and then I'll tell you.
I already did.
Okay. I'm curious. I'm going to write your name down so I can write yours down. All right,
Dad. I'm going to say number 2 is Lamar Jackson.
Give Ace a second. From top to bottom, give me your picks.
In order. Okay.
I want
Brock Purdy. I thought that was Brock Purdy.
No. First, like give me the number of the guy that you have at number 1 that you would pick right now if you were a franchise.
Number 2.
Definitely the 3,700 yards passing. This 3,700 yards with 33 touchdowns.
Yep. That was
Lamar Jackson.
That was number 2. Who would be number 2? Who would be your second quarterback you'd pick?
So then 3.
Number 3.
Okay, number 3 for both of you guys. Very similar picks here.
That's $60 million a year quarterback right there.
What would your third pick be?
Number 1.
Number 1.
1.
Number 1. Okay.
God,
Number 4 is definitely a backup.
Number 4 is your last pick.
Like,
All right, so I'll go backwards here for you guys. You both said that number 4 would be your last pick in this. I'll say it.
Like,
yes. Let me talk first. So like, we'll talk about the last guy. So you're saying that the last option, if you were at recess, this is the quarterback that you were taking last. Number 4. Who's your pick? Like, who do you think it is?
It's a Russian quarterback or someone. It's a Russian quarterback or somebody who just came in. Caleb.
Ace is guessing Caleb Williams. Who you think, Dad?
I'm gonna say the same thing. Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams. Number 4 is Russell Wilson at 10-3 with the Steelers.
Oh, damn it!
Wow.
God,
yeah, it's wild, huh?
That was because of the passing yards. Because he's only played 5 or 6, whatever. Yeah. Okay. Crap.
Okay, let's do. So you guys said if you were a franchise and you had the third option to pick quarterback, you both said number 1. Number 1 had 2862 passing yards, 15 touchdowns, QBR of a 71.6. Who do you think that is?
Baker Mayfield.
That's great.
Brock Purdy.
That's a great guess. Those are both great guesses. Kyler Murray.
Ooh.
At 6 and 7 with the Cardinals.
Wow.
All right, number 3, you both picked as the second best option on this list. That's a guy that has almost 3,500 passing yards, 28 touchdowns with 10 interceptions, but a QBR of 59. Who do you think that is?
Sam Darnold.
Good guess.
Josh Allen, but I don't think he has that.
Not
many
Josh Allen.
Yeah,
his QBR is higher than that.
Yeah, that was a low QBR. I said Josh Allen though. So
it is Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold at 11-2 with the Minnesota Vikings.
Let me guess the first one. Let me guess this next
last
one first, Ace.
And least, you both put number 2 as that would be your face of your franchise with almost 4,000 passing yards on the year, 33 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and a QBR of 74.1. Who do you think that is?
I'm going first, Ace, on this one. My gut's saying Josh Allen, but I'm going to say Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels. That's a good guess.
Yeah, see, I wrote down Darnold, so I already lost.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the face of your franchise would be the 5-8 Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Burrow.
Yeah, that makes sense. Their offense has been clicking.
Isn't that crazy to look at QB stats like that as a blind reaction ranked? Wow, that's a pretty good quarterback. And then you realize, wow, that guy's on one of the worst teams in the league, and he could be an MVP of the year.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what's funny? The Pittsburgh Steelers running game took off this year. You know, Najee Harris is having a good year. Russ doesn't have to throw as much.
He's in a contract year, baby.
He's in a contract.
That's a good little game there. I wonder what Josh Allen's stats are.
I have another one I could have said Pat Mahomes, 89 yards, 20 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. But Bo Nix too. Bo Nix would have been a good one to throw in there. He's got 2,842 passing yards with 17 touchdowns and only 8 interceptions.
That's your rookie of the year right there.
Bo Nix is a great. Sean Payton's got his quarterback that he wants to work with.
Yeah,
especially if they make the playoffs too.
Oh yeah, they're real good.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a good eye into you might have a guy that could easily be MVP, but the league's going to look at well, how is the team doing?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you take Joe Burrow away from the Bengals, they don't have 5-6 wins. Maybe 2.
Bring them to Dallas, they don't have 5 wins. I mean, anyone goes to Dallas, they don't have 5 wins. That's why if I'm a GM every 5 years, you got a 5-year window to prove you're a good quarterback, or you're gone. You're not making it past your rookie deal. If you're not showing any kind of good football coming off that arm, you're gone. The Cowboys should never have signed Dak Prescott this year for $60 million a year.
Well, last time we were on this podcast, we talked about sports. We dove into the fact that the New Orleans Saints medical staff has to be one of the worst medical staffs in the world. Granted, Taysom Hill just absolutely destroyed his knee, and I think he probably might retire, and he's out for the year. The Saints are still missing their top 4 wide receivers. Had their offensive line back this week for the first time since week 3, and now Derek Carr, who tried to continue the game and dive over a defender, might have fractured his hand. They possibly might have even broken his hand. Could be week to week, or it could be worse, and he might be out for the rest of the season. They won't know or make a decision until possibly tomorrow. So my gut is saying I would love to see Spencer Rattler one more time, because you had this kid come in for 3 weeks with no offensive line. Granted, there are still no weapons for him to really throw to, but it would at least see. Like, does he have it? Even if Carr is going to miss, say, the rest of the year, you can put him out there one more game. And if you don't love him, you can put Jake Haener in, because they do have 2 good, young, decent quarterbacks who I don't even know if one of them will be the future. But you have to give the kid a second chance. And I'm all about Spencer Rattler, first quarterback that Clinton Kubiak and this offense has drafted. First quarterback the Saints have drafted like that with so much potential. And I want to see what he can do. We're going against the Washington Commanders at home, put him up to a test. And see what happens. It's a good defense, and it'd be a good learning lesson to see what you got out of him. But, man, the injuries, man, I hate using the injuries as an excuse, but it is so tough to watch this season and see just injury after injury. And it's not even like a backup player. Like, it is like the heart and soul of our team has been ripped out all year. And what's crazy go ahead.
I would love to see the stats for knee injuries this year. I would love to see how many players have knee injuries this year, because to me, it seems like those numbers are through the roof this year.
Coming out of the injury, like Derek Carr coming back from his injury that he had this year, in the 4 games he's played since getting injured again this week, he's got the best ratio in the league as far as touchdowns to interceptions. He's got a completion percentage of 66, or that's per game. And it's just frustrating to see. And I know I called you dad not too long ago. I'm like, it's frustrating to see the first 2 games of the year, or these past 4 games that Derek Carr has been in, and with a healthy O-line, with a healthy team. It's just like, it's gut wrenching, man. Like, you just can't stay healthy. And it sucks as a fan. It sucks as a fan because, I don't know.
Sorry, did you guys watch the Lions-Packers game? I think that was one of the reasons the Lions went for it on 4th down so much. They knew their freaking defense was banged up with injuries. They weren't going to stop the Packers on offense.
Yeah.
So it dictated their game plan on the Lions' game plan on offense to try to score as many touchdowns or control the clock the entire game, or as much.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're saying that this could be an interesting offseason for the Saints, because, you have there's a certain date where Carr's going to need a lot of money. And no matter what, if you do plan to keep Carr, they're going to have to renegotiate his deal to kind of save money. But this is my big comparison lately is I like Carr. I like Carr as a human being. Statistically, he is having a really good year. We just cannot win games. But I also think if you look at a guy like Patrick Mahomes, who's been to a lot of Super Bowls, obviously, and is a very rare guy, but when you look at a Patrick Mahomes, you look at a Peyton Manning, you look at a Drew Brees, you can look at those guys and say, all right, it's the 4th quarter, and there is 1 minute left, and he has to go get a touchdown drive. Can he win it? You can say there's a good chance those guys are going to win it. And if you can't look at your quarterback and say, I have a good feeling that he can win this game, he's not going to win the Super Bowl for you. He's not going to do it. I don't feel that with Derek Carr. Right, I don't have that feeling either, man.
You know what's crazy about Kansas City, though?
I do.
Kansas City's last 15 wins are 1 possession wins. I mean, that's crazy to think about.
Kansas City.
I mean, they have 3 different kickers with game-winning kicks this year.
Yeah, you think about the penalties, you think about the block kicks, you think about everything. Like, I saw someone break down the Chiefs games where, like you just said, like those last minute drives where the Chiefs could easily only have 2 wins if those plays didn't go their way. But I think that is just the product of a great coach, a great quarterback, and you could take their weapons away and they can win games. And that's why they've been to so many Super Bowls.
Could you imagine them with 2 wins and getting a nice draft pick for next year?
Oh my gosh. But you think about that, man. You think about all the times like they lost Tyreek Hill, or they had Tooney who couldn't catch a ball, or the receivers got injured. And every year it's like, well, they're going to suck this year because Pat Mahomes has no weapons. But yet every year he finds a way to win, even if it's down to the last play of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as I don't love the Chiefs because I'm jealous that they go to the Super Bowl so much, I got to tip my cap to him, man, because he gets it done.
Yeah.
And it's crazy.
Like even the Chargers, they take the lead late, but even watching the end of that, you just knew that the Chiefs were going to somehow drive down, get that last second field goal. And great stat, Chris. They've had 3 kickers hit game-winning field goals. That's pretty phenomenal in 1 year.
It's gut wrenching as you're watching Herbert's face. You know he's like, it's done. I did all I can do, man. It's just done. But hey, let's each pick 2 teams from the NFC and 2 teams from the AFC that we think could possibly be our Super Bowl contenders. And I'll go first. NFC easily. My first pick is the Lions.
Well, let me tell you what Vegas has right now. Vegas has the Bills at plus 500, has Kansas City at plus 500, has Pittsburgh at 2,500, the Lions at plus 290, Eagles at 475, the Vikings at plus 1,600, and then the Packers, they're at plus 1,400.
You know,
so
Ace, I just want to
favorite is the Lions.
I want to applaud the Vikings because I feel like the Vikings are a team where, like, in my mind, I'm like, I know they're good. They got a good record, but it's Sam Darnold, and we have seen Sam Darnold. And every week you could go into that game saying, well, this is the game that Sam Darnold's going to really just blow it away. But, like, you watch him in those games, like that big play he had where, like, pressure's coming up. He somehow gets around it, gets into the pocket, finds an open receiver for a touchdown. Like he is making plays. And that's just I think it's the O-line, but I think O'Connell, like, you guys have a good system there. And I truly believe that.
The pressure since Darisaw, the left tackle, went out, the pressure's been a little bit difficult week in and week out. I think he went out midway, like week 8 or something like that. So yeah, the pressure is getting to the Vikings. You saw that in the Cardinals game, but I agree. He's able to scramble more, which Cousins couldn't do. I mean,
yeah,
that's a huge difference. And I wish I had the stat, but third down percentage plays, it just seems like every third down they're cashing in on. That play that you're talking about, he scrambles out, hits Jefferson for the TD.
Wide open.
That was 3rd and 8. That was 3rd and 8. That's a huge play. So to your question, Ty, to your question, I'd say Rudy's going to love this. I'm going to say the Lions and the Vikings. I don't trust the Eagles.
I don't trust the Eagles.
Yeah.
They almost lost to the Panthers. Yeah. By the way, just real quick though, I mean, talk about AJ Brown having a captain on his jersey and just up in front in the media talking about his quarterback. Like, that's got to be behind closed doors, man. Like, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, that's got to be if you got a problem with not getting the rock, like, you got to look at the film and be like, Jalen, like, I'm open right there. Like, what are you seeing? Because you got to trust me because I'm open. Like, dude, for him to address, there's a lot of people doing that nowadays where they just address the media. Like, bro, go talk to your man over there. Like, don't address the media because, you know, the media is going to blow it up and make it something worse than it possibly isn't.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so I'm definitely taking the Lions. The Lions, unless they prove me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I don't really. I feel like the Vikings have to be the pick. You know, I mean, you're looking at the NFC, and the NFC's terrible compared to the AFC. I mean, you want to say maybe the Packers, but
yeah,
I feel like I guess I would have taken the Niners maybe a couple weeks ago if they played like they did this Sunday a couple weeks ago. But
Seattle's kind of a dark horse for me, I think. But I don't know about the defense.
I think the NFC Championship game is going to be the Eagles and the Lions.
I think honestly, I think the Super Bowl contender might come out of the NFC North this year, man. I think there's a high percentage of either the Vikings or the Lions going out, man. That'd be crazy to see Sam Darnold go to the Super Bowl after everything that's happened.
Look, just my opinion. It seems to me like the Vikings defense fell off. The Vikings defense was pretty damn solid in the beginning of the season, and it just seems like now, like, the offensive line isn't holding up for Sam Darnold to even get ready to throw. You know what I mean? He's always forcing stuff, and he's on the run. And it almost seems like they need to get Aaron Jones going too and get a better running game going. Just my opinion.
If he continues to put the ball on the ground, though, they're not gonna. That's the one weak spot. Is like Jones has been great for the Vikings all year. Rushing.
That was a great pickup.
5 or 6 fumbles. Like, that's the thing that worries me, is there's going to be a costly fumble in the playoffs or something like that. Maybe not for them, but just in general.
Out of the AFC, though, I agree with you, Dad. I think I would 100% take the Bills, and I think you just got to take the Chiefs for how they're playing, and they keep winning the ball games.
At the end of the day, Patrick Mahomes is 15-3 in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's crazy. I kind of like to me, it's like the Ravens. Do the Chargers sneak in there? I don't know.
Hey, also, out of the NFC, are the Rams like a dark horse like they are every year? Like, you notice,
God, yeah.
You notice they're kind of shaky, and then halfway through the season, they start to get healthy. Puka and Stafford are starting to connect again, and Puka's starting to go off, and all of a sudden they're starting to win games again. It's like they're always just so sneaky at the second half of the season.
Did you watch that Bills and Rams game?
I've seen clips of it.
Mind-blowing. Some of it. That was only the second time in combined where they had teams throw 5+ passing touchdowns and rush for 5+ touchdowns combined, no turnovers. That game was amazing, but I don't think the Rams have the defense to get there. I think the Rams have to depend on their scoring.
Yeah. Yep.
It's gonna be a cool off season. Not off season. It's gonna be cool playoffs this year because like the NFC, there's a lot of teams that are still holding on to that 2% chance of getting into the playoffs. I mean, there's a lot of them. There is a lot of them. Man, if you had to look at this, if you had to look at the NFL and you just had to pick a couple franchises that you're like they're firing their head coach this year. I mean, there's a couple here. There's a couple, right? The Jets might move on from their coach. The Patriots might fire their coach. Let's keep going down the list.
Jacksonville,
McCarthy.
Giants.
I mean, do the Colts keep rolling with their coach?
Cowboys.
Vegas.
2 years in the system and still hasn't gotten above 500. Are the Jags moving on?
You know what my projection is? Right now, the Giants have the first pick in the draft. They're taking Shedeur Sanders, and Dion's going to be the head coach there.
I don't know. I mean, Dion just came out and said that he wants the Raiders to draft his son.
His son's not going to be there. You know why? Because his son has ties to Tom Brady, who's the part owner of the Raiders now.
I also think that no state income tax really has a factor into this. And frankly, if I was a number 1 overall pick, I'm not going to New York. One of the few guys. Yeah, I'm not going to New York either. And I think Shedeur is one of the few guys that can pull an Eli Manning and say
do you honestly think millionaires care about tax brackets and taxes?
Oh, yeah.
And stuff like that?
I do. Yeah, I do.
Are you kidding me?
Donald Trump came out and told Hillary Clinton there's loopholes that you put in place that all of us follow.
Okay, but guess what? They still have to pay that 50. They still have to pay a luxury tax beyond what we pay if you're making millions.
And when they're handed their checks every week, the taxes are already taken out.
Accountant. So not if you have a good account.
Yeah, but think about this though, Chris. It's a little bit easier to move money around when you already have it and you're not getting taxed on it anyway.
Yes.
So
listen, I don't think I'd want to play in New York, but it would be really cool to be that guy that could finally turn around one of those teams. Even though it's New Jersey,
stadium,
not New York.
Shitty weather, shitty environment.
I mean, but you just go down this. You just go down the list, man. There's a lot of teams that can move on. I mean, the Cowboys can move on from McCarthy. The Giants are probably going to fire Daboll. Let's see. The Bears already fired their head coach. You've already seen coaches get fired this year. That's like the Saints are going to be probably looking for a new coach, but Rizzi is 3-1. I told you that he's going to win games in New Orleans. He's 3-1 as a coach. So suck it, Dad. You know, there's rumors about Shanahan in the Niners. He wants to stay in there, but are they going to want to keep him? Like, this might be the biggest. This might be the biggest offseason for coaches that we've seen in a long time. And we've talked about a couple episodes ago. There's a lot of young a lot of young coaches that are coming up. A lot of coaches that are on the hot market. Bill Belichick might go to college too. He might be taking that. That would be interesting.
It is like pros, I guess, with them getting paid now. So like having come from that, maybe it makes sense. I don't know. That's just like recruiting just seems like a mess.
But yeah, I wouldn't want to be in college football. I mean, look what Michigan's going through with all these freaking players coming in and a player leaves, and it's just a revolving door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But hey, let's go into week 15 picks that we got going on this week. I just realized the Saints
Cowboys
play on
are losing
Monday
by 20. Cowboys got the Panthers. If they win this game, I'm gonna be so mad.
Are there 2 games Monday?
Oh crap! I was on week 16. I was like, holy crap! Why are those dates not going up?
There are 2 games Monday night though, Ty.
Oh, maybe. Hey, so we just got. Oh wow, that's actually interesting. We just got done talking about the Rams. They're playing on Thursday night versus the Niners. The Niners looks like they're the favorites, which is interesting. Granted, the Niners did just have a really good game. They looked like they were the original Niners again. But I'm going to go with the Rams. Good running back, good receiving core.
Did the Niners beat the Giants?
No, who the heck did they? The Bears. They destroyed the Bears.
The Bears who lost 7 in a row, which we called on this podcast. Once they played the division, they're going downhill.
Caleb Williams, most sacked quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
I'm going Rams here, first game.
Oh, absolutely. Rams for first place.
All right, I'm going to go Niners just to be different. I don't have any other
Ace.
reason than
Rams are only a game out of first.
It's crazy. Let's
And
look at the
they're
1 o'clock slot here. We got the Bengals at 5-8 playing the Titans, who are 3-10. I'm taking the Bengals. Joe Burrow needs to start winning some games.
Bengals.
Yeah, Bengals.
Next game is
the Bengals. The Bengals have the second best red zone where they score like 77% of the time in the red zone, and their record is that bad.
I just don't know why they can't finish games. Like, they got talent. They got talent. We got the 12-1 Chiefs playing the Jameis Winston 3-10 Browns in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm taking the Chiefs. It would be amazing to see Jameis Winston eat a W and beat the Chiefs here, but I mean, 12-1, you got to go with the Chiefs here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm going Cleveland.
Oh, good hot take, man. I wanted to. I'm happy someone did.
Cleveland's defense is playing pretty well, and Jameis is slinging that rock around there.
Yeah, I thought for sure they'd put up a bigger fight against the Steelers, but I mean, they put up a fight a couple weeks in a row now here. All right, we got the 5-8 Dallas Cowboys playing the 3-10 Panthers. We'll see how big that crowd actually is.
Panthers have been playing their best football the last 3 weeks. So Panthers, baby, come on.
Bryce Young's looked amazing since he's been benched. I'm going to take the Panthers here too.
Oh my God,
Panthers, baby.
I'll take. Yeah, screw it. We're all on the Panthers.
We're all in, baby. We're all in. We got the 6
to take L's.
We got the 6-7 Dolphins playing the 8-5 Texans. Texans have looked really inconsistent, though. I know they don't look like the same Texans that we saw early in the year, but Miami's fighting and they're scraping.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the Texans here at home.
I'm going Miami, high flying offense.
Yep. I'm going
lone wolf in here.
They shouldn't have won against the Jets, but they squeaked that one out, so they're still.
I'm so happy the Jets lost for some reason.
It's gonna be a shootout. It's gonna be a shootout, but I think Miami has the weapons to pull it out.
I think I'm happy the Jets lost because I liked Slay, and I feel like they fired him so early, and I think they've won one game since they fired him.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jets, 3-10, playing the 3-10 Mac Jones and the Jaguars in Florida. I guess I go Aaron Rodgers here. Yeah, I'll go Aaron Rodgers here.
Yep. There's win number 2 for them after firing Salah. I'll go Jets too.
8-5. 8-5. Last 1 o'clock game here. 8-5 Ravens playing the New York Giants at 2-11 in MetLife. Ravens
need it. They need to get hot.
There are some tough games to watch this week.
Hey, I will be honest. I know I guess the Saints offensive line was healthy, but the Giants defensive line surprised me watching that game. They're like on their backups.
The Giants are ranked in the top 10 in defense.
And you know what's crazy is they're missing some of their biggest defensive players.
They only allow like 190 yards passing a game.
Yeah, it was surprising actually.
They must have some depth because I think Lawrence got injured or something.
Lawrence is injured. We entered the 4 o'clock.
Honestly, that's probably the best job for somebody to take because all the investments they put into that team, they're a quarterback away.
They really are a quarterback away.
Yeah,
maybe a good running back too.
Yeah,
we enter the 4 o'clock slate here. We got the 10-3. Oh, good game. 10-3 Bills playing the 12-1 Lions in Detroit. Ooh,
Super Bowl right here.
This could be a Super Bowl match. I'm taking the 10-3 Bills. I am.
I'm taking the Lions.
I mean, yeah. If the Lions learned anything from watching, if the Lions learned anything from watching the Rams, run that freaking ball down their face. They ain't gonna stop it. So yeah, I go Lions.
Dude, this is your Super Bowl highlight right here. I thought it was gonna be the Texans, but this is it right here. But I'm telling you right now, the freaking Lions are loaded offensively.
I'm gonna watch this game. I forgot a 1 o'clock game here. Not that big of a game, but the 8-5 Commanders playing the 5-8 Saints at home is New Orleans. I don't know if Derek Carr's playing or not. So I'm just gonna take the Commanders. I would love to see a Spencer Rattler come out and win this game. I just think there's too many injuries in the Saints. Unless Jaden Daniels gets a little nervous in the dome and doesn't play well, I don't see it.
I think the Commanders. Commanders need to win. They got to keep pace. They're slipping in the standings.
Yeah.
Man. Tie for you. I'm going Saints.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. That warms my heart, Ace. I'll sleep well tonight knowing that one, actually. We got the 7 and this would be a good game, too. The 7-6 Bucks, who are first place in the division now. They're playing the 8-5 Chargers in LA.
Chargers.
Yeah, I think the Chargers need this game more than the Bucks
have good defense. Teams don't travel well west to east and east to west.
I like the Chargers here, but also it is the same stadium technically that Baker played there for like one game and had an amazing comeback in the fourth quarter. So I think I'm going to lone wolf here and take the Buccaneers, even though I need them to lose.
Can I ask you, how many years in a row is it that the NFC North is the worst division in football?
Or
the NFC North?
NFC South. NFC South. Not the North.
I mean, when you have like look what the NFC South used to be with Cam Newton and Drew Brees and Matt Ryan. They're all gone. I mean, it's going to take time for them to get good again.
Well, the NFC East has the most freaking Super Bowls out of all the divisions.
It's great
in their division, and it's a horrible division.
Except Dallas,
Yeah, Dallas has plenty. So
in the past 10, 20 years, though,
I can sleep good at night. I saw my 3.
Listen, I've been alive for almost 28 years now. I haven't seen one Dallas Super Bowl.
Burn it down. Burn it down. Yeah. You also didn't see Michigan beat Ohio State for how many years, and that happened.
That was tough. That felt good. We got the 6-7 Colts playing the 8-5 Broncos. I like the Broncos here in Denver with Champagne, with Bo Nix, your rookie of the year, in my opinion.
Dude, it's going to be in the 60s, too. The weather's crazy out here.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
this should be an important, good game for the Cardinals. You got the 3-10 Patriots, travel in Arizona, 6-7 Cardinals. They need this win to stay in that division. I'm taking the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Cardinals are good.
Cardinals.
Ooh.
They can't beat Seattle, but they'll,
Two very, very good 4:00 games today. We got the Bills and the Lions, and then we got the 10-3 Steelers. Same state playing the 11-2 Eagles. I want to go Steelers. I like the Steelers defense. Eagles defensive line is big and they're good.
Yeah, but their freaking Steelers main receiver's not playing, I don't think.
I like the Steelers here. Eagles are the favorites, but I like the Steelers. I'm going Steelers. I'm gonna take a little bit underdog here.
I'm gonna throw up in my mouth when I say this, but I'm gonna take the Eagles. Like,
the problem with the Eagles, they need to stop running the ball so much. They need to get the throwing game back, and especially since I have the fantasy playoff game starting this week, and I have AJ Brown going. But I'm going Eagles.
I forget about my fantasy team every week, actually. Sunday night game here. We got the Green Bay Packers 9-4 playing the Seattle Seahawks 8-5 in the 12th man. Is it 12th man or 13th? It's 12th man, right? Yeah, 12th man.
Yeah.
I'm really feeling Seattle at home. I think they need this. I know I said that about a couple teams though, but I mean, if they lose this game, yeah, they need this game. I mean, I know the Packers are scraping for the wild card. I mean, they are in the wild card, I think, but I like Seattle here at home under the lights.
It's
gonna be loud.
3-4 at home, man. So the 12th man's not loud enough this year.
God, I want to
get Trump over there. He'll get loud.
Go Pack, go. I don't know why. Packers.
I'm going Packers.
Ace, you're right. There are two Monday night games. You got the 4-9 Bears in Minnesota. Almost said Minneapolis. Minnesota playing the Vikings 11-2. Gotta go Vikings here, man. Unless the Bears just pull out a divisional game here, but I like the Vikings.
Vikings by double digits.
Sam Darnold with his stats could be your MVP and comeback player of the year.
Oh wow.
Why not?
I like that. Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. I like that. Why not?
We just read his stats off. He's got better stats than Pat Mahomes. So why can't I make that? He's got 8 more touchdowns and 1 less interception.
You can make any projections you want, but he's not a fan favorite.
I don't care. Stats don't lie, though. That's what's important about that blind reaction we did earlier. Hey, we got the Falcons playing in Las Vegas.
Mental note. Okay, let's get this on paper. This is going to be the first year in a long time the MVP is a running back.
That would be really cool, though.
Saquon Barkley if Saquon Barkley does not get the MVP this year, or Derrick Henry, it's just highway robbery.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Cooper Kupp win the Triple Crown and didn't win MVP. So I mean, it's never going to happen. Falcons playing the Raiders. I need the Falcons to lose, but I mean, are the Raiders really going to win this game? Probably not. So I'll take the Falcons.
I think Kirk Cousins is playing for his job. Cousins is playing for his job. I can see Kirk Cousins ending up in with the Giants.
Hey, if Kirk Cousins loses, man, they might think about putting Penix in if they're out of the playoffs. I mean, if they lose and the Saints win, they'd be tied with each other.
They said Kirk Cousins is playing for his job.
Yeah, I think you got it. You took Penix in the first round, man. I mean, he's knocking, but that's what's dumb about giving Kirk Cousins all of that money, and then you draft a quarterback in the first round.
But if I'm the Giants, I'm calling him up. Like if he's a free agent, I'm calling him up. Look, we can't give you the 40, 50 million a year. We'll give you 30 to come here and make this work. I can see him taking the team like the Giants to the playoffs.
That wouldn't be a bad pickup for the Giants, honestly.
Absolutely not. I wouldn't go to the Raiders though. They have no. Well, no, man, he can go to the Raiders too. That'd be a good one. Good one.
Yeah.
Do you wanna save our college picks for next week?
Yeah, we can do that because they don't start anyway until
we'll do that.
December.
Okay.
Well, we hope you guys enjoy our picks. You should bet on them and very high money on them because we are professionals at this. And we hope you guys enjoyed this stream. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. We go live on Mondays typically, but today is a Tuesday. Forgot about that. But yeah, we love you guys. We love the support, and we will see you guys next time.